knocking when I walk the street. What I need is gin and coconut jelly, coconut, gin and coconut water. Hey, gin and coconut water. Got to get it in America. What I need is gin and coconut water. What I want is gin and coconut water. Hey, gin and coconut water. Oh yeah, get it in America. Medical center, what you think? Now the doctor say you gotta drink. He said take this advice from me. You got to go back to the coconut tree. What I need is gin and coconut jelly, coconut, gin and coconut water. Hey, gin and coconut water. Can I get it in America? What I want is gin and coconut man, water. I gotta have it. Gin and coconut water. You say gin and coconut water. Can I get it in America? Hey, man, give it to me. Glad to see me go back to the coconut tree. Me family was glad to see me climb the tree like an old monkey. What I need is jelly coconut, hey, coconut water. Can I get it in America? What I want is got to have it. Hey, coconut water. Can I get it in America? I was standing on the corner when I heard my bulldog bark. He was barking at the two men who were gambling.
Tonight, a 13-year-old sexually assaulted. We've got the details tonight. This as chilling video surfaces of that Jerome Avenue murders 4 years ago. And later, on Bahamas helping entrepreneurs. Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janae Nawal. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping news tonight, a 15-year-old boy is among 3 males remanded to prison accused of sexually abusing a 13-year-old girl, and police say 3 others are believed to be involved in the alleged gang rape. Prosecutors say the juvenile, along with 23-year-old Charlton Curtis and 18-year-old Henrico McPhee, was charged with unlawful sexual intercourse, the incident allegedly taking place on August 14th at a home in the victim's New Providence neighborhood. When the accused appeared before Senior Magistrate Algernon Allen, they were not required to enter pleas. They were also denied bail, the case now being adjourned to November 11th. That's when a voluntary bill of indictment is expected. Until then, all 3 are being held at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services, with the juvenile being housed in the adolescent section. Police confirming tonight that their investigation is still active and those 3 additional suspects are still being sought. Meantime, Shadow Minister for Social Services, Senator Maxine Seymour, throwing her support behind the assaulted teen and commending her for her bravery for coming forward. Seymour issuing a statement on the incident and also raising concern with the victim as she's reportedly preparing to return to school during a traumatic time. She's urging the community to band together to protect her privacy.
Another thing about small communities is that oftentimes the children and in the community go to the same neighborhood schools. And so even though the public at large may not know who the survivor is, it's likely that others may know. And so I really want to encourage everybody to help her to heal and to really rebuild and to regain control of her life, because this is going to be really difficult for her to bounce back from. And in our society, we have a tendency to victim blame.
Senator Seymour noting that this young teen is one of many students facing challenges and others that you may never know about. She's urging government to consider increasing the amount of counselors in schools and introduce group therapy to better address social ills among students.
Because there are people who may want to go to a counselor, but because counselors don't have the capacity, then they are not able to have that one-on-one experience that they need to really help them through these difficult times. It's okay to talk about Pythagoras theorem and all of these other things like chemistry and all of these other topics, but we have to basically make more time in our curriculum to really dissect some social issues that these children have to face. And we have to, number one, empower them to make right decisions. And we have to also make an environment in which they know that they can come and they can speak up if there's something in particular that is bothering them. And so, like I said, my recommendation is more group conversations, group discussions on the key social and sensitive issues.
Well, in light of the recent surge in sexual abuse cases, from the alleged gang rape of a 13-year-old girl to a grandfather being accused of molesting his granddaughter, many are questioning the root causes behind these disturbing crimes. Eyewitness News turning to our social media platform, posing the question, what do you think is the biggest factor that's driving sexual abuse in the country? 13% of participants voting cultural silence and stigma. 5% voting lack of enforcement, while 67% voted weak penalties for offenders. Now, 15% of voters said it's the breakdown in family and community support. Be sure to continue to participate in our daily digital polls. Well, on to some other news tonight. A video making the rounds on social media capturing a chilling moment that has since been documented as one of the most deadliest bloodbaths that scarred the nation, a case that officials haven't been able to wrap their heads around. Our Jose Etienne joining me live in studio to further discuss. Jose?
Well, Janea, quite a disturbing video that captures, as you've said, the moment 6 men were repeatedly shot by multiple gunmen, execution style, moments after they were reportedly released from police custody at a local station. That massacre on Jerome Avenue and Chesapeake Road in April 2021 stunned the nation, and it's considered the bloodiest crime in modern history, but it remains a mystery 4 years later. The leaked video reigniting pressing questions on why no one has been charged, prosecuted, or even convicted for such a lawless shooting. National Security Minister Wayne Monroe, though, says it's not that simple.
You see the footage of what happened, correct? Now, slow the video, enlarge it. Does that help you say who those people were?
Monroe on the defense tonight amid growing pressure from the public, in particular his constituents in the Freetown area who are decrying alleged inaction on a mass shooting that nearly killed a toddler and left 6 men dead. The CCTV footage captures 2 angles of the brazen crime. The occupants of a silver vehicle came under fire by a group of gunmen who didn't stop shooting even after the bullet-riddled vehicle veered into bushes. The aftermath.
What's going on? Don't move.
The gunman exited a white SUV that parked in the middle of the intersection, nearly obstructing traffic flow as commuters were forced to hear and see the brazen crime. Shortly thereafter, the gunman left the scene and seemingly managed to evade prosecution 4 years later.
That is not the only event that the police have not solved. They have the highest clear-up rate in this hemisphere, but it's not 100%.
Since the April 15th killings, former Police Commissioner Paul Roll gave marching orders to his officers to find those gunmen, but that manhunt hasn't yielded much success.
I do believe that a couple of those individuals had skipped town, and at least one is already deceased. We have had persons in custody. Some of the main suspect that we had, there was insufficient evidence to proceed with charging before the court, and they were subsequently released.
A year later, Clayton Fernandez took over the reins of the police force and insisted that the case was not being shelved.
A few weeks ago, I met with the family and updated them to see if any new information that they had to share, and we provided them and informed them where we were at with the investigators. That is still much alive. We had people in and out, and we are continuing to build our evidence.
Shanta Knowles is now in the chair, and she's contending that the case isn't cold, despite aggrieved family members who say they might as well face the music.
There is no statute of limitation on murder cases or indictable offenses. So that matter is still open, and we appeal to the public. Anyone who may have information that can lead to the arrest and possible conviction of anyone who is involved in that matter, we gratefully wish that they would reach out to us.
While this video has been leaked into the public domain, it still doesn't help to solve a case that remains a mystery to date. Janelle.
Thanks so much, our Jose Etienne, joining us live in studio tonight with the latest on that report. Well, in a major move to assist national security and streamline operations, the Bahamas Department of Immigration has been equipped with new technology by BTC, including body cameras and push-to-talk devices. Laurentius Smith was on hand today for that handover. Here's that report.
The Department of Immigration is getting a major technology upgrade. Officers are now equipped with 60 body cams and more than 100 push-to-talk devices provided by BTC. Acting Assistant Director of Operations at the department, Chadville Adams, says the new tools are expected to boost efficiency and accountability. The new move comes as the department faced mounting criticism after a viral video surfaced showing a man dressed as an immigration officer choking and beating a man, raising serious questions about the agency's conduct.
The public is crying for the department to increase in enforcement activity, and these technology equipment that we've been provided with today would assist us in that across the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And amendments would be placed for us to use these technologies to the best standards in our operational field. So we want to understand that no island would be left out, no ski would be left out.
And those policies are still under review. The new equipment is a part of BTC Push-to-Talk Solution program launched several months ago. Director of B2B Operation Delmaro Duncombe says the company is proud to support government agencies with technology that improve operations.
And the Department of Immigration was one of the first uniform branches to put their hand up and said, you know, we want to try this. And so we launched a pilot with them and working in partnership with our team in B2B and BTC. We launched a pilot. It was successful for several months. And from there, the decision was made that they will go with this and roll this out and implement this as part of their operations on a daily basis.
The Department of Immigration oversees travel across the Bahamas international borders and grant work and residency status for eligible applicants. Chief Immigration Officer for Information Technology and Communication, Ashton Greenslade, highlights that the new equipment will support operations across land, air, and sea.
The body cameras deliver high-quality video and audio that can be reviewed instantaneously. This means clearer evidence, better accountability, and faster resolution of incidents. Reliable communication and recording capabilities are critical for effective law enforcement.
Officers provided a demo of the push-to-talk devices.
Bravo 1 to Falcon 2, I read you loud and clear, sir.
Roger, Bravo 1. What is your current location? Over.
Bravo 1 to Falcon 2, current location is on the Eastern Road in the Eastern Division of New Providence Island. Over.
Meanwhile, Duncombe stressed that the new equipment is designed to handle the high demand situation and ensuring officers can communicate and respond effectively.
So the devices, they are ruggedized devices, so they can take a bit of a chafing. You can drop them, throw them against the wall, they can take some water, so they do last a very long time. And the devices can be replaced at a small cost. The body cams, there's no cost on the body cams. They only pay a monthly subscription fee, and that covers the equipment and the service for the body cams. And if the body cam was to get damaged, that's also IP68, by the way, so it can take a chafing.
Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
Well, over $12,000 issued in fines today to some 8 Haitian nationals who appeared in the magistrate's court for overstaying. According to a release from the Department of Immigration, these 7 men and 1 female all pleaded guilty to the charges and have been ordered to pay fines ranging from $800 to $3,000 or serve prison sentences. After payment of fines or time in prison, all migrants will be deported, according to the release. Well, police here in the capital investigating a shooting that occurred Wednesday night in the Robinson Road area, according to reports. It was shortly after 8:30 when officers responded to reports of gunfire near a local grocery store. At the scene, they found a 28-year-old man reportedly suffering from gunshot wounds. Investigators say the victim and another male were sitting in a vehicle when a dark-colored Japanese car pulled alongside them. 2 men getting out, opening fire, striking the front seat passenger. The driver fleeing on foot and hid behind the store. The suspects escaped heading west on Robinson Road. The victim was transported to hospital by EMS. He remains in serious condition tonight. Investigations are said to be ongoing. In other news, power bills continue to dominate headlines and flood social media with frustrated consumers accusing the power company of robbing them blind. Tonight, the company's top executive is weighing in on the heated debate. Jose Etienne has the details tonight.
Complaints are at an all-time high from electricity consumers who are railing against what they say are exorbitantly high power bills. But Bahamas Power and Light Chief's Executive Officer, Tony Seymour, is confronting the outrage with the facts.
The reason our fuel cost is higher during the summer months is because the load is higher during the summer months.
Here's how Seymour's making it plain for residents to understand how heightened energy demand takes a toll on struggling power generation systems.
We can supply the entire island of New Providence in the winter months from the Clifton Pier Power Station. The Clifton Pier Power Station runs on heavy fuel oil, which is the cheaper fuel. However, in the summer months, our load increases to about 290 megawatts. So that's an additional 200 megawatts of demand on the island of New Providence alone.
In order to meet that demand, Seymour says the power company is forced to make tough decisions.
Clifton Pier Power Station cannot supply the island in the summer months on its own, so we have to run units at our Blue Hills Power Station. The units at Blue Hills Power Station run on diesel, which is the more expensive fuel. So the amount of fuel that we burn increases during the summer months because the demand increases during the summer months. Additionally,
and that explains why residents across the country are burdened by rising electricity costs.
All of the family island generation is run on diesel, which is also the more expensive fuel.
Now, when it comes to cost-saving measures and how appliances really feed into a spike in electricity bills, Seymour is spelling it out.
If the outside air temperature is 85 degrees, my AC has to cool the inside of my house from 85 degrees to 70 degrees. That is a 15-degree difference. If the outside air temperature increases to 95 degrees, my AC is still set at 70. It has to work that much harder to cool the house to that temperature.
These realities highlighting the urgency for the Davis administration to fully roll out its energy reform plans that feature the integration of LNG and solar energies into government's power portfolio. Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Meanwhile, Regional Manager for Family Island Affairs Pedro Marcelo asserting that energy load in Harper Island and Eleuthera has been balanced as officials express optimism about vexing power woes being a thing of the past. This as Marcelo provided a comprehensive update on the model being utilized by BPL technicians to provide reliable energy on the island that's seeing a drive in tourism activity. The update at the Office of the Prime Minister today came as residents and business operators on that part of the island have lamented power issues that stem from power generation failures. An issue outraged customers said they've disrupted their daily lives while also negatively impacting business. However, the question remains, could this power balance be maintained moving forward?
BPL, which was BEC at the time, we acquired this operations, Eleuthera Mainland and Harbour Island, from Eleuthera Power and Light during the late 1980s. So when we acquired it in the 80s, it perhaps was already 30, 40 years old. So 30, 40 years old, this is now 2025. So let's say we acquired it in 1988, so 12 plus 25, be up to what, 37, 37 plus 30, be almost up to 70 years. We still have issues with old poles, old transformers. Some of the lines don't have the current carrying capacity, what they should, because Eleuthera is a booming economy. So what we're doing is, that's why we came up with this plan, so we could target those areas, and now we have to put in additional substations, so we could eventually get it to the point that we need to get it to. That's why we have all the power stations, and we have the power stations trying to get, because you could have all the lines in the world if you don't have the generators working. That's why we focus primarily on trying to get those generators up and going.
Well, it's been a decade of impact and innovation. Own Bahamas celebrating 10 years of empowering entrepreneurs, having invested more than $4 million to date in small business development across the country. Adelana Roca was there as the organization marked the milestone with a ceremony awarding fresh funding to the next generation of Bahamian business leaders.
It was a night of celebration, inspiration, and ambition as philanthropy met opportunity. Island Luck CEO, His Excellency Sebas Bastian, along a panel of esteemed judges, awarded over $80,000 in grants to 6 standout entrepreneurs, the 2024 cohort of the Own Bahamas initiative. Bastian shares that investment is paramount in uplifting the next generation of entrepreneurs.
And we have these statistical anomalies that happen in persons like myself in success. I have an obligation to make sure that I can, keep the door open for as many people to come through the door as possible, and encourage them and give them the blueprint. I wasn't given the vision and the resources to just, use it on myself. It's also, I believe, to impact the lives of others. And it's no greater joy than to celebrate nights and days like this, to see persons fulfill their lifelong dream of business ownership.
Bastian shared that the selection process was not easy, with dozens of applicants across the country vying for spots. The final awardees were chosen for their originality, sustainability, and potential for national impact.
We try our best to align what's available in funding to make sure that it's sufficient enough to take the business to a substantial level and actually bring the necessary support that it needs. Once we've shortlisted those, they come in, they do the interviews, and they're required to do the business plan and just give us the pitch about the various business idea themselves. They have to understand the market itself to see, what piece of this pie are they really going to get, to make sure that their aspirations for success is paired with the realities of business.
Among the recipients, Meredith Johnson-Evans of Women's Haven, a wellness and support platform for women, and Alex Dean, founder of Tranquilitas Spa, aimed at redefining luxury self-care in the Bahamas.
I'm so excited. This is the first time Women's Haven has had an opportunity to get outside funding, and it's so impactful to happen on OWN's 10th year, because this is also the year we've seen the most exponential growth in our company, that's why this funding is so important for us right now.
So the upcoming months, what we're going to do with the funding is we're allocating a lot of the funding to a comprehensive marketing campaign, as well as some of the funding will be used for operational expenses. We anticipate reaching more persons so that we can onboard more therapists and empower more therapists.
For young entrepreneurs still waiting on their moment, Bastian offered this advice.
5 years ago, we weren't taught financial literacy. We weren't taught how to write business plans. So don't feel bad. This is just the world we grew up in. But today, we don't have to be taught. We just have to have the desire to want to learn and to get better and to have a commitment to lifelong learning.
Island Luck and OWN Bahamas digital and social media manager Anise Monroe highlighting the organization's upcoming OWN Talks set for September 12th.
So this event is actually for free. We are using the Atlantis Grand Ballroom, which can accommodate, honestly, about 3,000 people. So we need everyone to fill up the seats. You can head on over to ownyourbahamas.com and you can register for free. I think each individual person can secure up to 5 tickets. And so we just need everybody to fill the room.
From funding to mentorship, OWN Bahamas continues to plant seeds for long-term economic growth, one business at a time. Delana Roker, Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Delano. Well, from the labor front tonight, the taxi cab union, backed by the Bahamas Trade Union Congress, is preparing to take action to address some long-term issues they feel authorities have dragged their feet on. Our Devontae Hanna has the details tonight.
All of you taxi drivers, when this president make that call, and it's going to be very soon, I can assure you that, because we're not going to drag this man on too long. When we make that call, are you with me? Are you up to the task?
That action from Taxi Cab Union President Tyrone Butler while addressing his members in an urgent meeting on Monday is tonight taking shape as their umbrella union, the Trade Union Congress, and its president, Obi Ferguson, says plans are now being finalized to take action.
When you say action, what exactly does that mean? Does
Well,
that mean
in the trade union business, action meaning either demonstration or strike.
The outrage is born out of what cab drivers have called unfair treatment at the hands of authorities at the airport, hotels, and cruise port, allegedly offering livery plate drivers preferential treatment, ultimately cutting into their earnings. They've asked government to step in, but according to Ferguson, their cries have fallen on deaf ears.
They wanted those issues to be addressed, and a decision was made by them to do what any trade union or any labor worker would be committed to.
Well, in response, the Ministry of Transport in a statement revealed that they've met with the taxi cab drivers and hope to address the concerns transparently and work towards solutions that balance the interests of all parties. However, the taxi cab union led the general strike back in 1958, a moment pivotal to the country's quiet revolution leading to independence, significant labor reforms, and constitutional changes. And while some may say strike action is unnecessary, Ferguson begs to differ, arguing strikes in the Bahamas has led to where the country is today.
Could we see it in the coming weeks? Could we see it before the month is out? Or could it be next month sometime?
It could be before that. We have ongoing discussions with my colleagues in the taxi cab because we're supporting them. Don't forget that now.
While being tight-lipped, Ferguson says nothing is off the table. Devontae Hanna, Eyewitness News.
Well, tonight, the Bahamas Trade Union Congress President Obi Ferguson making it clear that his relationship with the Prime Minister, Philip Davis, remaining strong. It comes in response to claims that Ferguson has, quote, fallen out of grace with the nation's leader from Belinda Wilson, president of the Bahamas National Alliance Trade Union Congress, who ridiculed the TUC president for crying over spilled milk in relation to a pre-election memorandum of understanding signed between then-opposition Progressive Liberal Party and the Umbrella Union. Ferguson says, call it what you want, but a deal is a deal.
The Prime Minister will confirm to you, I have no issue with him. And nobody can say that. I am hearing nonsense. The TUC has no problem with the Prime Minister. So I don't know what the issue is. I'm saying the Prime Minister wouldn't tell you he has a problem with the TUC. Now, some other people may do that for obvious reasons. But we have a document signed. We ain't betrayed that document. We are complaining because certain things are not being fulfilled on a timely basis. And we thought these things were basic.
The MOU was signed in August of 2021. It called for the enactment of a livable wage, the supply of a parcel of land to each umbrella union to build their national headquarters, and the full implementation of national health insurance. Ferguson decrying that only 20% of the promises made in the MOU have been fulfilled as time winds down to the next general election.
We say we're gonna do what is necessary to help the PLP to win the election. And we did that. So we put some things, if, and they said this is in the MOU. If you look at the MOU, check it out properly, you would see where it says, if you all help us to do this, these are the things that we will do. We're not saying it ain't gonna happen. We're just reminding the government that that was the deal. When you cut a deal, you cut a deal. Might not go quite the way you wanted to go, but it's a deal. So what are we supposed to do? Sit around, twiddle our thumbs, and expect something to happen? Look at the living wage.
Well, it's a rare but historic disease resurfacing in California. Health officials confirming today a South Lake Tahoe resident testing positive for the plague, the first human case in the area this year. The disease, often linked to devastating outbreaks in the past, is believed to be contracted from a flea-carrying bacteria commonly spread by rodents. Authorities say between 2021 and 2024, more than 40 rodents in the Tahoe area tested positive for plague exposure, and 4 more have been confirmed this year. Residents and visitors are being urged to take precautions as the disease, though rare, can be transmitted by fleas or even other pets. Symptoms include fever, weaknesses, and swollen lymph nodes, but officials say the illness is treatable with antibiotics if caught early. The infected resident's condition has not been disclosed as investigations continue. Well, if you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the Eye News hotline at 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms, Eyewitness News Bahamas at gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section. We want to hear from you. We're just getting started in Eyewitness News tonight, but when we come back, Bahamians feeling the pinch as banking fees increase. We've got that story coming up. And later, cancer remaining a top threat to your health. A local doctor is calling for early detection. We've got more on that right after this break.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
The last eclipse of our galaxy. Scientists are gathered here today to witness this extraordinary event. Simply marvelous, extraordinary, unforgettable. One of a kind. Oh man, that's amazing.
You can't ignore the craving that makes everything crunch. The new crispy barbecue bacon sandwich with barbecue sauce, cheddar, bacon, crispy onions, and an extra large chicken fillet. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Captain Cash & Co. viral videos have shown you using what is said to be super speed to deliver cash to citizens around the world. Can you explain this?
Those people are simply taking advantage of Cash & Go's Cash Now money lending service, our easy-to-use money lending portal.
How does it work?
Well, you simply enter your information along with a recent payslip, a picture of your ID, and then select your loan amount and the repayment term. We review it as soon as possible. And then once approved, we could have your cash delivered to your mobile wallet, or we could send it directly to a bank of your choosing. Any more questions?
No. Thanks, Cash & Go, man.
It's Captain Cash & Go.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force is one of the most unique professions because it allows you to work in almost every field.
For the police, I fly the unmanned aerial vehicles. Because I always had an interest in forensic science.
The most interesting area that I would have been exposed to would have been the fire prevention section. It's so much you can pursue.
I get to serve my community and my people every day. Log on to our webpage. There's information about the recruitment process and all of our various departments.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Here's a look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. You're getting the cheapest tonight at Rubis, $5.48. Shell coming in at $5.50. Esso, $5.56. Welcome back. You're watching Eyewitness News. Well, this just in from the courts of 43-year-old man Kanoid Roman, a child rapist. He's being slammed tonight with a 20-year sentence for the sexual assault of a 9-year-old girl who reportedly contracted a sexually transmitted infection from the ordeal. Justice Janine Weish Gomez handing down her decision against Roman, who she says caused the victim to live with the trauma from that crime. The judge also noting that the convict had failed to show remorse, instead suggesting that the culprit was the boyfriend of the young girl's mother. The incident taking place in November of 2020 here in New Providence. Be sure to read more on this on our website, ewnews.com. Meantime, banking fees continue to be a sore point for many Bahamians, with some customers calling the cost highway robbery. The central bank's latest review of retail charges shows fees are creeping higher across financial institutions as of June of this year. Students and retirees still face the lowest costs, but adults with checking or savings accounts are paying the most, especially for in-branch or paper-based services. Digital channels aren't immune either. Student fees rose to just under $3 a month, while adults with checking accounts now pay nearly $17 on average. Savings consumers also saw an uptick, with monthly fees climbing to more than $9. The central bank saying the figures highlight a gradual but persistent increase in costs for the average depositor. Well, with cancer still ranking among the leading causes of death here in the Bahamas, one local doctor is urging young Bahamians to take their health seriously, starting with a simple but critical step. Our Delano Roker has the details tonight.
Cancer has left an indelible mark across the country, touching communities and families nationwide. But surgical oncologist Dr. Wesley Francis is calling for a shift in how young people approach their health, beginning with establishing a primary healthcare provider.
We really want to stress, it's really about the family doctor or the primary care, because that's the first contact with the health system. And that's really about a relationship, right? It's not about just jumping every time you go to one other next doctor. Have a family doctor that takes care of you, or a primary care doctor, right? And having that relationship is what's important.
While cancer rates are rising globally, Dr. Francis notes cases among younger Bahamians remain relatively low, but he warns that should not lead to complacency.
Patients they're not that common. We just always remember the 19-year-old that may have had breast cancer, or the 20-year-old, or even the 30-year-old. We remember them, but if you look at an overall grand scheme of things, they're not that common.
He believes education paired with early action can significantly reduce cancer diagnoses, especially if it starts young.
If we can make younger people aware of the modifiable risk factors, and a lot of that has to do with nutrition, exercise, healthy habits, avoiding smoking, avoiding alcohol use. Those are the things I think will make the difference in the long term, because it is those modifiable risk factors that tend to lead to us having this, increase in cancers that we see.
But knowledge alone isn't enough. Francis is also pushing for greater access to diagnostic tools, particularly in the Family Islands, where resources are limited.
I think we have some work to do in the Family Islands, right? Especially the more populated Family Islands. And again, the investment needs to be made, regionalized, and even within our own communities, the important resources that people can access. I believe the government has tried to do that. They haven't fully, met that goal, but I know that was a goal that was put out there before.
As cancer continues to challenge the nation, Francis hopes a stronger focus on education, access, and early prevention will empower a new generation to take charge of their health. Delana Roker, Eyewitness News.
Well, the Bahamas is moving to overhaul its data privacy laws. The Office of the Data Protection Commissioner releasing a draft Data Protection Bill 2025 for public consultation. The bill would repeal the existing 2003 Act and introduce stronger safeguards to give Bahamians greater control over their personal information. Officials say the legislation is modeled on global standards like the European Union's GDPR and addresses new industries such as fintech, e-commerce, and artificial intelligence. The public forum is expected in early September. Stakeholders are being encouraged to submit feedback to the Commissioner's office. Well, the Bahamas sports scene is on the spotlight as the Bahama Resort is welcoming ESPN back for the highly anticipated ESPN Fantasy Football Weekend. Fans, players, and football enthusiasts that gathered for a weekend packed with games, events, and also some exclusive experiences. Our sportscaster Laurencia Smith is at the resort at this hour with a closer look on all of the action. Laurencia?
That's right, Janae. I'm here at Bahama for the ultimate fantasy football weekend. And I can tell you, this is going to be a playground of football this weekend for all football fans. Now, I have on hand with me Mr. Josh Franklin, who is the tournament director, and he's going to give us some insight on what we can anticipate this weekend. Happy Fantasy Football Weekend.
Absolutely. Listen, we're 2 weeks away from the start of the NFL season. We've brought down 150 people here to participate in the Ultimate Draft Weekend, and we're ready for just an exciting weekend of fun, football, trash talk, and a lot of activities.
Now, first, what is fantasy football? Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so fantasy football, you get the opportunity to draft a team. You're picking NFL players from your favorite team. You want the most prolific scorers. You want the best quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs, etc. They're going to compete on Sundays. If they do well, the team does well. So you get to pick your favorite team to compete against some of your best friends.
Awesome. So now we know this weekend isn't just about fantasy football. We understand that there is going to be some combine with the participants. Can you give us a little sneak peek?
A sneak peek to the combine. They're going to compete in a lot of different things. We've got a big splash contest. We've got a rapid river race where we're going to race around the lazy river. And we're going to do a ton of stuff like the NFL Combine does, but on Cable Beach here at Bahama.
Awesome. So will the media, local media, be a part of that combine?
The local media are going to participate. Absolutely. I can't wait to see some footage. I think that after we see what everybody's got, especially at the 40-yard dash. Thank you.
Well, Janae, you heard it from Mr. Josh Franklin, the tournament director. This is an ultimate weekend for any football fan. And we know Sundays in the fall is known for sleeping, church, and football. Now the NFL season officially starts on September 4th, and this weekend here for the ultimate Sunday. Live here at Bahama. Back to you at the Janae.
Thanks so much, Laurencia. A little technical difficulty there, but I'm just as excited for the football season to begin. Stay right with us. We have more news after this break, but first, a check on weather.
Back into school.
Man, I've been at this for hours, wait, trying to find this bucket list bliss treasure everybody talking about. Finally, Miko, you still out here digging for treasure like you was pirates? You out here sweating like you fighting for your life? Only thing you doing is putting sand in my drink, Miko. Miko!
Good news! You don't have to dig for this treasure. Just apply and get approved for a BOB loan or credit card, and you're in to win a trip of a lifetime. Plus other great prizes like water park passes, restaurant vouchers, and VIP movie tickets. Get approved and you could be living large in Las Vegas, striking a pose in Paris, catching a cab in New York, twisted spaghetti in Rome, looking royal in London, or shopping in Panama.
X marks the spot, and it's right here at BOB. And don't forget to get a loan with my name too, because I'm going to ruin Miko.
Apply today for a BOB loan or Visa credit card. Win the trip of a lifetime, plus weekly prizes. Email loans@bankbahamas.com.
Before that school bell rings, you need to pay a visit to Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. See Best Tuna, 5 ounces, 85 cents. Best Value Whole Kernel Corn, 15 ounces, 99 cents. Sweet Gala Apples, 3 for $1. Pretty Lady Red or Green Seedless Grapes, $3.99 per pound. Baby back spare ribs, $2.99 per pound. Boneless chicken breasts, $2.79 per pound. Save on school snacks and supplies at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. Well, the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation, along with representatives from the Family Island Chambers, the Consumer Protection Commission, the Ministry of Economic Affairs, and the Small Business Development Center, they recently embarked on a strategic mission to China aimed at expanding trade relations with international markets. This according to CEO Dr. Leo Rowe.
With this trip, the BCCC's involvement, what this does is it allows for a multi-sector push where we're now able to come together and see where the work that we do in our separate organizations can come together and create a bridge for MSMEs. What this trip allows is it allows for businesses to, one, have a champion on the ground who can now look at some of the products, services, some of the entrepreneurs, some of the manufacturing, and some of the what we'd consider entrepreneurial spirit and mindset, so that the best practices we can now bring back and show businesses, show our members how to incorporate those best practices, how to link themselves with the Chinese market directly, but also too how they can export some of the goods and services that they have into the Chinese market. And so we're excited for what this mission brings.
While the Bahamas remains firmly within the Atlantic hurricane season, Rowe believes there's no better time to strengthen the nation's economic resilience, meeting with government officials, private investors, and enterprise leaders to identify trade opportunities across the sectors.
Especially in a time like this, we note that the hurricane season is upon us, and so looking at endeavors where perhaps some of our businesses can introduce new products and services that align with hurricane measures, where the consumers who, let's say, would have gone into a store for a good or service can now say, okay, here's a new and improved good or service that is now aligned with this season. We talk about business continuity planning. We talk about what should be done post-hurricane. We talk about what should be done the hour, the minute, the day after. And so all of these endeavors are things that we would have seen when we look at best practices being done in the Chinese market that we think can easily assimilate to the Bahamian market. And so it's just a matter now of compiling all of the information, creating stronger linkages with the networking and the collaborative efforts that we have on the ground, and then pushing that toward the consumer so that they can then transform their businesses for the better.
University of the Bahamas Northern Campus welcoming some 200 students to its newly repurposed downtown Freeport campus this week. The new campus is nestled in the former Kipling building complex. The new students were welcomed with open arms by the Student Government Association Dean of Faculty, Dr. Veronica Ferguson, reporting that enrollment numbers are the highest they've seen since Hurricane Dorian. Have a great school year to our college students. Well, still to come in Eyewitness News tonight, our Devontae Hanna has the latest on sports right after this break.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
to ensure your ride? Our new website is ready for you. Visit jsjohnson.com. Select coverages, go to Motor, and click Get a Quote. We've made it easier than ever to request a quote online. Fill in all the required fields. When you're done, hit Submit. You'll receive a response via email within 24 hours. Visit jsjohnson.com today.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force is one of the most unique professions because it allows you to work in almost every field.
For the police, I fly the unmanned aerial vehicles. Because I always had an interest in forensic science.
The most interesting area that I would have been exposed to would have been the fire prevention section. It's so much you can pursue.
I get to serve my community and my people every day. Log on to our webpage. There's information about the recruitment process and all of our various departments.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
Eyewitness Sports is brought to you by 103.5 The Beat.
Welcome to Eyewitness Sports. I'm Devontae Hanna filling in for Laurentia Smith. Tonight, we're jumping straight onto the court as the Elite 24 program put on by the Buddy Hield Foundation kicked into full swing in their second day of action. We were there and have some of the highlights just for you. Golden State Warriors shooting guard and Bahamian Chavano Buddy Hield had some of the country's best high school players on the court this week for specialized training, testing their fitness and building their basketball IQ.
The game is more mental than physical, you think, and just paying attention to the detail-oriented stuff, and them learning the intangibles of the game that can help them stay on the basketball court. It will go a long way.
And he's not doing it all alone. Buddy is backed by international coaches, some of whom helped him to get to his elite level today. It's why year 7 for the camp certainly won't be the last.
You know, if I was taught the right things early in my career, not saying the coaches were wrong, but if I taught the right things, it would help me be a better basketball player. The times when I get to the States, I don't have to be 2-3 years behind. Mentally and physically, I will be in good shape, and I could have been 2 years ahead, but that's getting them prepared earlier so them to go through all this stress and mental preparation.
C.I. Gibson Sr. Conde Smith, a shooting guard, says the defense, offense, and handling drills were all some of the things he hopes to carry back with him when he returns for his senior year, and he hopes to take it even further.
Trying to get to the NBA, so just them coming back here and giving us the knowledge to just play defense, and so when we go off to school, we just don't be lost and 2 years behind.
The camp also doubled as a coach's clinic, further strengthening the game for players across the country.
78 guys from Van Bahamas came down to take part in this 3-day clinic. They learned so much as far as the basic fundamentals of basketball, ball handling, shooting, playing defense, some new things we introduced to us from the coaches from the U.S. and some of these help us. And so hopefully we can use some of those things that we've learned over the past few days to help infuse into our fitness program.
Well, Buddy says the camp is critical to the country's success on the court, and after all, he says it even helped to discover Bimini hopeful now pro VJ Edgecombe.
He's walked to the same footsteps they walked through and come to this camp, and hopefully there's another one out here. We never know because we didn't start in VJ, but it was VJ, so hopefully it's not 1, 2, 3, 4 that can be the next stars of the Bahamas and for further the education of basketball.
We will have more from the camp in the later sportscast. Once again, I'm Devontae Hanna, but don't move. More news is right after this break.
Hey guys! The IL Cares Foundation invites you to our Back to School giveaway on August 23rd at the University of the Bahamas, Poinciana Drive entrance. Join us for a day of free school supplies, food, and fun as we help prepare students for a successful school year. We are also going to be on the Family Islands on August 23rd from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. All are welcome! So come on down and support the community with IL Cares. At IL Cares, we care.
Has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay eatin' well.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Well, that wraps up news this Thursday. Coming up and beyond the headlines with Shanique Miller, a look at today's top stories. That's coming up and beyond the headlines. It starts right after this. That does it for us here at Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janae Nawal saying good night and be safe, everyone.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
We all know there are ways we can help. Your help can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience, with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
We all know there are ways we can help. Your help can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience, with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
We all know there are ways we can help. can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Straight ahead tonight, an activist is calling attention to what he says are anomalies in the Department of Road Traffic. And tonight is asking how can many of the taxis operating out of the Lynden Pindling International Airport be operated by people who should not be a part of the local transportation industry. Also tonight, the taxi cab union says the Ministry of Transport is showing favoritism to livery drivers over taxi drivers. We have an insider's view. And a war of words developing between TUC President Obie Ferguson and BUT President Belinda Wilson. It's all straight ahead for you this evening. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along. Activist Richard Johnson has been lobbying for the past 2 days that transportation industry be reserved strictly for Bahamians. This after he alleges that the taxi industry, especially out of the airport, Lynden Pindling International Airport, is being operated mainly or largely by Haitian drivers. We're going to get to the bottom of that and also the issue that he says exists within the Department of Road Traffic. Richard, good evening to you. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you here. I don't even know where to start, but certainly I know because we have an insider here and I made attempts to reach out to the taxi cab union to get president, to get his point of view, but was unsuccessful up to tonight's airtime. But when you say that you are disturbed by the fact that here's an industry that should be left alone and for Bahamian operators, right, and it's being infiltrated or has been infiltrated by Haitians, how to what extent?
So Shanique, I want to be very clear on this, and I make no apologies for what I'm going to say. In this country, I strongly believe that certain industries in this country should be directly owned and run by Bahamians only. Full stop. I don't make no apologies for that. If you go in the straw market, Shanique, you see where Haitians are, nationals are in the straw market selling straw bags. If you go to Fish Fry, they're making conch salad. That's why I don't eat conch salad on Fish Fry. So at the end of the day, I believe, Shanique, whether it's a taxi, whether it's in tourism, whether it's at Fish Fry, I don't care. It should be owned and run, and only run by Bahamians.
But, not even workers? I mean...
Shanique, we have a problem now with that, right? So my view is this, and we have Bahamians who, because I agree with that we are part of the problem, Bahamians.
We are.
Who are complicit, who facilitate, who encourage this nonsense, and it has to stop. Shanique, when I was coming to the airport 2 weeks ago from Grand Bahama, and as you come out the domestic terminal, taxi drivers outside, and the man asked me, Daddy, if you need taxi. I say, what you say? Daddy, if you need taxi. I say, no, sir. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't understand what you're saying. Daddy, if you need taxi. I say, never. I have my car here.
What if that gentleman was on a work permit, was a resident, was a citizen? What if, Richard, does he not have a right to seek employment or own his own taxi and operate that way?
Again, I go back on what I say. I don't care who issued him a work permit. I don't care if the director of immigration gave him that work permit to be at that taxi or that door. I don't care if the minister of immigration gave him that work permit. Certain industries in this country belongs to Bahamians, and that's being taxi driver. What could they tell you with the Bahamas? They just reach here on some of them, on a boat. Tell me what they could tell you about the country they don't know nothing about. To tourists. What I can tell you. So I'm saying to you, in our Department of Immigration, I don't care how much guard they change. I don't care how much leadership they move over there. We still have a vexing problem in this country, Shanique. We still have it. Last night in your show, as you know, I watch your show every night. You show pictures with people coming from Haiti on Bahamas there in drawers. When last you hear they come on the rickety boat?
Not for a good while.
Not for a long time.
No.
So they've changed that approach. There's people inside the system
So then that shows
working with them.
So don't you think that's what it is? Don't you think that's legal travel? The fact that they are coming through the airport where there's so much security, so many levels of security, and you can't escape a checkpoint. Don't you think that they are
but
coming
Shanique, we have also found, how much time we've found documents that's supposed to be authentic that's fraudulent.
You're right.
Many times. How is it that you have a Bahamian passport, Shanique, and you can't speak a lick of English? Huh? That can't be.
Well, I'll tell you, after last night's show, I reached out to, because immigration seems to be very, like very difficult nut to crack these days.
Right.
So therefore, I spoke with an attorney who said to me, say, listen, and we're not being xenophobic here. We're not trying to incite anything against a particular set of people.
Right.
But here's what he said. He said, listen, it's a very delicate topic, and more emphasis obviously need to be placed on the distinction between legal and illegal Haitians. Now, but get this part though. Article 8 of the Constitution says that a child born outside the Bahamas is a Bahamian citizen at birth if his father is a Bahamian, and many other people, for example, in terms of the passport, and this is a follow-up after last night's discussion that you all saw, and the big photographs that were blown up with somebody with a Bahamian last name and other funny name coming in with this passport.
Correct.
That the same happens to children like those born in other countries, the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, where Bahamian passports are issued by our embassies or high commissioners or commission offices there. I don't know if Haiti still has a Bahamian embassy operating at this moment, given everything that's been happening. Right. But what I'm saying is, what if it could be one of those possibilities?
Shanique, let me tell you something. The government of the Bahamas...
Now, we know there's been fraud as well.
Right. The government of the Bahamas needs to make a serious approach in putting a stop on issuing work permits at this particular point. We need to put a stop on issuing citizenship at this particular point. You can't be giving out issuing. And at the same time, you're having issues with legal migration in every sector. That can't work. And then we have to find monies to knock down shanty towns because we don't have the resources. When I spoke to the minister responsible for that, we have to wait till we get approval. Then you will try to say, listen, we give them 2 months notice or so forth. Then we have to bring in social services to then find somewhere to put them because they say, they've been here 30 years, 10 years, 20 years. I ain't got nowhere to go. So you thought you was going to be here for the rest of your life? And the problem is, who are they paying rent to? Who are they paying rent to?
Because it's many of us you blame. Many of us sell our identities to these people for a quick buck.
Yes.
And there's so many different things that go on. It's also a fraud with you signing for the work permit.
Absolutely.
You don't need this person, but just to get them in the country.
Absolutely.
It is a very, as the attorney said, a very delicate situation and problem that's happening in the Bahamas that many Bahamians are culpable.
Very much so, Shanique. I don't care if it's down to your carpenter. I don't care if it's the person doing your landscape cleaning, your kitchen. I don't care. If Bahamians are the problem in this issue regarding illegal migration. And that's factual.
Yes.
It's not debatable.
It's a election season, and therefore this topic has come up and it's become one of the hot button issues.
Right.
Not for the first time. This is not a new problem, not by any stretch of the imagination. You took this fight for 2 days in a row to the office of the Prime Minister.
Oh yeah, when I got there the first day, I met 2 police chiefs there, squad up. I said, well, he's a criminal. They said, no, you say you come in here, but we come in to meet you. And I said, well, listen, I come down for cordial conversation with the Prime Minister. But I said it in that tone because I was frustrated, because I was dealing with a young lady for the last 2 days who is a member and a general in that party. And I feel as if that what she was asking for, I think was legitimate. The authorities in road traffic already approved them. And then you turn around and tell her, well, no, we can't approve you any longer. After you issue me the letter of delivery plate that your vehicle is too old. Well, you noticed when I was applying.
Okay,
the first time.
now let's go and look at the part. So this is why you're attacking the Department of Road Traffic?
No, I'm attacking about road traffic because I'm tired of successive governments putting in law enforcement officers in the government departments. They do not know how to treat people and they can't work with humans. Find a farm in Bamsey, find goats, sheep, and cow, and hogs for them to work with because they don't know well with working with people. Okay? And that's the facts. Stop putting these law enforcement officers, these people who have a militant mindset. They don't know people.
Richard.
They don't know how to deal with people. Put them on a farm, Shanique. Give them hogs, cow, sheep, and goat.
Richard.
Yeah, I stand by that.
No, but Richard.
No, I say that. I mean that. They don't know how to deal with people, Shanique.
Richard, the thing is that
they'll have decorum.
The individual that's in charge, the female.
There's two of them. The acting controller is a former police officer,
yes,
and the deputy is a former police officer.
I have always thought that she ran that department very efficiently, and she does a good job.
Oh, okay. Yeah? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you have issues now with the taxi issues. You have issues now with road traffic. I don't understand, right? And I no offense to nobody. If road traffic is a generated high revenue for the government, why is it they're renting building? Why they can't pay for their own building? They're making a lot of money. They're one of the most highest, I guess, financial institution governments in the Bahamas, I believe.
Revenue generated.
So why are they renting? Why they can't own something belongs to them? Now, granted that you're making fines.
Now, that has nothing to do with the controller.
No, I said the controller. I'm saying to you, we have to fix these problems. But I'm saying to you, the controller who's there now, the acting and the acting and the deputy, they are former police officers. They came from a different institution.
Okay, what complaints have you heard that they bring to the management of the Department of Road Traffic?
So I hear they don't do well with dealing with the public. They don't do well with treating the staff properly. They're very rough and tough. They're very demeaning, condescending.
You don't think a Bahamian workforce needs that level of discipline and structured environment to get things done?
You have to deal with people. People is very important, Shanique. And if you can't handle people properly, then you will never get people being productive. You have to know how to speak to people, know how to treat people. The dog on the street, Shanique, you should respect. And that's why I say again, and I make no apologies for that, some people, particularly some former police officers, them too at road traffic, they need to go on a farm and deal with cow, sheep, goat, and hog. They don't do well with dealing with people. I can tell you, do a poll at the road traffic. I had former police officers, Shanique. I wouldn't call their names, senior and lower. Tell me, man, Richard mashed them up. Because when they was here, they was horrible on the job. When no one was here, they didn't know how to speak to people. I ask you, Shanique, we have issues right now, police force, in mannerism. The commissioner of police force, the commissioner now is dealing with that every day, dealing with officers with issues. Well, you can speak to me proper. Because I know my rules and I know my rights. And if you slip up, we can have a problem. You ain't gonna talk to me guy now. Because I know my rights. Richard Johnson ain't gonna let nobody in authority speak to me the guy now.
But Richard, I'm not sure they could get a word in.
No, they get a word in.
But what did the Prime Minister say to you as it relates to this taxi situation that you were saying? Listen, come on, man, keep some industries reserved for Bahamians, because I'd like to know if you've spoken to some Bahamian taxi drivers who say, Richard, we do have a problem with this.
But I don't see them all. No Haitian telling me, Daddy, buy me taxi. I don't want to see them all that. I'm sick of saying that.
Did he say daddy or did he say sir?
Daddy, do you need taxi? Do you need taxi, Daddy? I say, mister, not today. I don't do nonsense. I speak English. And I'm saying to you, when I met the Prime Minister this morning, I want to say to the Prime Minister, thank you for accommodating me and accommodating the lady. I won't call her name on air. And the Prime Minister sat down. He met with me. He discussed with me. He met with her. She showed him some documents. He took the documents from her, and he assured her that he will assist her in that regard.
So she was told, yes, sir.
What is so interesting, Shanique? The Prime Minister said this months ago, or 2 months ago, on the link on the Charles Carter Park. Why everybody got to come to me? Why y'all got to come to me for every reason? I have people in place. You know why they got to come to you? Because who you got there, they deserve to be on the field too, dealing with hogs, cows, and goats and sheep, because they don't know how to treat people well and deal with the public. That's why everybody got to run to the Prime Minister.
Richard, well, did you walk away satisfied?
Oh, most definitely. The Prime Minister knows that we are going into battle soon, and he knows he needs me on his side, and I will be there to support this government. So I'm telling the Prime Minister, we got to take care of these things. Shanique, before I go, please, again, those who are working and serving the public, if you can't deal with the people, human beings, go on a farm and deal with sheep, goat, cow, and chicken. Yeah, because you can't handle people. You don't got people skills.
Richard Johnson, thank you very much for being here. It's good to have you here. You do speak out on behalf of so many issues and try to bring right to a lot of issues, and this is just one of them. We will hear from a livery driver and somebody in that luxury driver space about this standoff. It goes deeper than what Richard said. We'll pick up there when we come back right after this break. This is Beyond the Headlines. We're back after this.
Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store wants to get you ready for back to school.
They have ready-made uniforms and uniform fabrics for almost every school in the Bahamas.
At Carrie's, find skirts, blouses, shirts, jumpers, boy shorts and long pants, neckties, socks, and more.
You can even have your uniform skirts custom made.
Check out our selection of embroidered cotton shirts.
That's Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store on Mackey Street.
Call us at 393-0758 or 817-0758.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
At the Water and Sewage Corporation, safety and convenience are our top priorities. However, our meter readers face challenges that can make their job difficult. Locked gates to guard dogs sometimes leads to missed readings and estimated bills, which can be frustrating for you and us. That's why we're upgrading to digital meters. They bring safety, accuracy, and convenience to homes across the Bahamas. We can streamline data collection, reduce on-site visits, and provide more accurate bills with no more estimates. Digital meters also help detect leaks early, saving you from costly bills and reducing water waste. Soon, a user-friendly app will let you track your water usage, manage bills, and stay informed, all at your fingertips. Over the next year, we're rolling out digital meters nationwide, transforming how we serve you with a safer and cost-efficient water supply. To learn about our digital meters, visit our website or call us today. And don't forget to update your information at any of our locations.
Join Janae's Ready for School block party going on all day today. Get up to 20% off. Yes, up to 20% off store-wide. Restrictions apply. Lots of giveaways and surprises for the kids. If you've not found that monogram shirt yet, we may have it in stock or can monogram it for you. What about school neckties, underwear, hair bubbles, socks, school bags, raincoats, and sleeping mats? Join Janae's Chesapeake Road Ready for School block party today. Extended store hours 7 p.m. today only. Janae's Ready for School block party is today. Save on those school last-minute items. Special discounts up to 20% today only.
You work hard to provide for and protect the ones you love. However, life can present unexpected challenges. Who you call in times of need matters. Insurance Management is a Bahamian-owned company that has been serving our community for over 40 years, offering a wide range of coverage for all of your personal, professional, and commercial needs. When life happens, rest easy knowing that our skilled and experienced agents are there for you in your time of need, so that you can get back to what matters most. Insurance Management. Nobody does it better.
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. I hope that you all are watching, because some people are hitting me up and saying the show may have stopped. So if the team in the back can please look into that and check it. But hey, it's good to have you all tuned in. We're going to continue moving forward this evening. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. Beyond the Headlines contributors, Michael Turnquest and Ellington Ferguson. Gentlemen, good evening to both of you.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas. Thank you again for affording me this opportunity.
Good evening, Shanique, and good evening, Bahamas. A pleasure to be back.
It's good to see you both. We're going to jump right in. You heard Richard at the top of the show saying, listen, there are certain industries in this nation that really should just remain Bahamian. Bahamian should own it, operate it, work in it, make the money from it, all the stuff. Your thoughts about, and he feels as though the taxi industry and perhaps the overall transportation industry is one of them. Your thoughts?
I'll jump. Shanique, I completely agree. With his thoughts. There's a lot of other industries that I believe that are being taken over by other, whether it be foreign nationals that should be, something should be set aside for Bahamians. We've had over the decades and decades over time, we've had people infiltrating and finding whichever ways, whether it be through foreign investment, trying to get in and saying, hey, I'll give you some money here, and you see that actually happening in the taxi industry, whereas, and what I understand from, this whole, the taxi with livery plates, a lot of individuals actually do have foreign investment in some of their vehicles that they bring in, and they have persons who would have, financed the cars and they're paying them, or however they have some type of deal in the back end. But, this is something that we really need to start doing, thorough investigation, and ensuring that these are actually going to people who say they can do the work and actually get it done.
He did make a very good point that I because at first I was like, if somebody is naturalized or some legal status in the Bahamas, they should be able to work in the taxi industry, in the transportation industry. But then he said, listen, when a visitor comes into the nation and you are giving them a tour or taking them somewhere, what can you tell them? Ellington, that's important, isn't it?
It is important, Shanique, but I am kind of wary of this whole notion of industry reserved for Bahamians. That's in our government policy, but who we want to enforce it on. Okay, here we have these persons who have been naturalized and from wherever they came from, down south, Jamaica, Haiti, wherever, and they're living among us. They've been given citizenship, and they're working in the midst of us in the industry. And so I am not going to just go after them. I think they have a right once you become a Bahamian citizen. But what are we doing with the people at the top of the chain in the tourism industry who's getting into the tourism industry, who decided that what they're getting from heads and beds and dining is not sufficient? They want to tap into the transportation industry.
So you're talking about the various hotel properties that now offer
multiple,
their visitors
and
special
work,
transportation.
They take work from people in the transportation business. They take work from taxi drivers. They take work from livery drivers. Even in some cases, they take work from some tour businesses. Okay, and they circumvent it, and they have their own offers where they offer, once people come in and they think this is a high roller or some special guest, they take them, and you, sometimes a taxi or a livery driver, drop them to the hotel, and you'll never get them going back because the hotel's switching and they're offering the service. And so that is what we're competing with. That is where the approach that I would love to take to this, rather than trying to fight with the small brothers like myself.
Where do you think the line needs to be drawn? Whether it's competition from people who are naturalized, or whether it is the major multi-million and billion-dollar resorts, as you said, competing with you all as well at the taxi stand at the airport, just like everybody else.
I think if you're naturalized, first of all, naturalization is supposed to come. You're supposed to be fluent in English. We are an English-speaking country. And so you should be able to speak English. You should understand the country that you're living in. You should know the history of the country. You should know where to find various places in the country. But I think the focus needs to be on the big picture with the guys who getting at the top of the chain, getting the big chunk of it, and still taking the crumbs that's supposed to be coming down to us, the transportation industry.
But sometimes and I understand where you're coming from in terms, but I think it needs to be a two-pronged approach to it, because at the end of the day, yes, you have the big boys, whether it be the Sandals, the Bahamas, and the Atlantises and things of that sort that you have to compete against, even though you should be servicing those. But then again, you have those who are being nationalized, where they have, they come either, who knows where their monies are coming from, where there's, they are cleaning up funds through the taxi business or doing something. But at the end of the day, you have so many Bahamians that want to get into that business, right? And they've been fighting for years. No matter what it is, they're trying to come and, either work their way from the bottom. You saw Richard was here earlier talking about the young lady who they said her car might not be up to par, something of that sort. But there are so many Bahamians. We have to look at it on a grander scale, whether it's our local banks working with individuals in terms of, hey, trying to help them get into the market, where so giving them the loans. I mean, you see the easiest thing that you would see you can get in this country is a loan for a vehicle. You can go to any bank and the first thing they'll tell you, yes, bring you 10%, some of them 0%.
For personal use.
Yeah, for personal use. And this is what I understand about our country
business.
and our banks. Why won't our banks invest in ideas, invest in people who bring viable business plans, things that have been working for many years, but we rather go ahead and tell somebody, oh, you have a 9-to-5 job, you make $350 a week, oh, go get yourself a brand new car. That should be the last. That should be the last thing on your mind as a young person thinking about getting a brand new vehicle. You'd be thinking about buying a piece of property, building a.
Well, they help with that thought. So the minute someone gets a job, whatever that job is, their first thought, they need to get a brand new car.
They need to get their hand in that pocket.
But then the bank is they're also, every time, their biggest promotions that they give out, you'll never see them say, oh, we're doing 0% down on this new home or whatever it might be. You can just come in and come get your loan today.
You'll never see that.
You'll never see that. But as soon as you get an asset, as soon as you buy that particular asset, that depreciates as soon as that drives off the lot. Whereas you can have persons investing in decent homes, things of that sort, whereas they have some appreciation maybe 5-10 years down the line. If they decide to sell and maybe say I want to upgrade now to a nicer home, they might have a 20% appreciation, inside the particular asset. Vehicles are just a dead asset. But if you're investing something in it in terms of a business, at least you can see a 20% return on that, whether it be, who knows, monthly or yearly, whatever it might be. But you get some return from it.
Yes. Now, I want to ask you, Ellington, before we move on, and very, very quickly, let's see how this goes. The taxi cab union, of whom I reached out to the president and didn't get anywhere, just 1 second, guys, and is saying that, listen, they are at a disadvantage because of delivery drivers, and that the delivery aspect of the transportation industry is being treated more favorably. What can you say about that?
No, I would not say that delivery is being treated more favorably. I think the union president said that because that the government is seeking to accommodate the demand for delivery service. And so they tend to say, well, the government is favoring or working with delivery. No, the government has understand that the industry has grown. There is a demand for that service. And the government is seeking to make it fair between both sides so that this pulling and hauling between the sides will not happen. Mm-hmm. The government is working on necessary legislation to make sure that all policies and all wording of all policies are clear. And the government have met on a number of occasions with the various factions, both the taxi and delivery. And so in good faith, the government is having this discussion. We've had meetings where we had all the stakeholders. We had NAD, the road traffic and Ministry of Transport. We've all met and continue to meet to iron this out and make sure that everybody can work. There are some kinks, there are some issues, there are some rogue drivers, there are some rogue cab drivers, there are some rogue livery drivers that we are all talking about and trying to get them to either come in line or weed them out of the system.
So you are basically saying that what the taxi cab union needs to do is sort of stay with the time, get on top of what's trending, and also kind of make itself more prominently featured. And maybe modernize and upgrade where necessary.
I understand Tyrone's, the union president, his fight for his members, but it's his livery, the luxury service is here. I don't think it's ever going to go anywhere. We are a luxury destination. If you look at the type of resorts that we have, we're generally a luxury destination. We have very few low-end hotels, very few rooms. And so I think there needs to be a clear understanding, and we need to decide how we're going to work together to make this happen without anybody infringing on anybody else's side. The livery guys don't want the fare, which is roughly about $45 plus for the first two going to an Atlantis or $30 going to a Cable Beach. Livery don't want that. He no livery, no sedan, don't want that, SUV don't want that, limousine stretch or sprinter, they don't want that. Okay, they going after a higher market. So where people who want to go in the taxi, who don't want to pay that kind of hefty prices, that they're going to go directly to taxi.
So
cabs.
there's no unfair advantage in any which way.
As a matter of fact, the taxi cab will have the
Would have
majority
more
of the
the
advantage.
advantage.
More people are going to go with that low end than going to go with the higher end price.
The issue that I've always had with our taxi cab drivers is that the fares are never consistent. And that's the biggest issue, that I can never come out of the airport and say I'm going to get into a taxi.
That's another
because
thing,
every
For
day
real?
the rate
makes up
changes.
the-
And this is what I don't understand. I don't know why we've never decided, whether it be the taxi union or whatever it might be, to say take on an Uber approach, whereas though they create something and whereas though I can know
that exists.
Or have a meter.
exists.
But I've not driven a cab. I don't
What
know if
he's
there's a
at-
meter, but it's wrong. You're
No,
right.
meters go. What he's asking for exists. The problem is people don't go by the laws. There are zone rates. The government issued zone rates.
Ellington?
You heard me quoted just now. There's a particular rate for cab to Cable Beach. There's a rate for
But
cab
I'll tell
to
you this.
downtown.
I don't know
But
who
what
it's
you let me pick up my phone and
Yes.
let me call that taxi and say, hey, I want to go from here to there, and that rate is then giving not them giving me their rate in terms of, oh, we put it inside my little thing. I mean, oh, you owe me $35. But why yesterday it was $25?
No, you don't understand. You don't understand.
I know I'm going from point A to point B.
Someone from Abaco just recently had to pay from, was it PMH to the Hilton, the over $40.
That's robbery.
Yeah, it's
They should have gotten that
$40.
franchise. Now, see, this is when I talk about weeding people out. The person should have gotten that number when they get out of that cab, and it should be reported. And there's no excuse. There's no sorry. You're out of the business once you're doing things like that. We got some people doing that. They're overcharging people. People come to me about fares that have been overcharged to them, and it happens on both sides. I'm going to explain that in a minute. We have a cab. Somebody walked out at the airport a few weeks ago, asked for a cab. The guy give them the price, and he says, if I turn the air conditioner on, it's going to be extra. I mean, are you serious? That is against the laws of road traffic.
But
They're not supposed to be doing that.
But it goes back to, I traveled last week. I was in Bermuda, I was in the UK, and I saw where you have taxis like the black cabs and the Ubers and everybody working together. Not working together, but at the end of the day, they all coexist in one place, whereas though everybody's making it. At the end of the day, I have the decision as a consumer to say, hey, I don't trust the black cab. For me is maybe, I think sometimes they can be a little over the top, but the Uber, I Uber from point A to point B, it's going to be $23. I know exactly when I get in that car what I'm paying before I actually get to my point B where I want to be. And that's the issue that I have in the Bahamas. We seem to be keeping innovative ideas out, but we want to continue doing business the same old way, because why? It's us as the consumers who continue to get burned over and over, and the tourists who then go back on Facebook and say, you come to the Bahamas, buddy, you better get on a bus or you better walk the way you're going, because you can't trust them, because when you get in there, they tell you it's one thing, and when you get inside that car, it's something else.
Yeah. Now, Michael, with the Uber thing, I think, even if government is minded, we can do this, but we got to do it right. See, because you don't want to get in any vehicle that whose insurance doesn't cover passengers and something happen.
Which I agree.
And then you'll say the government will not allow it. I think if there is going to be an alternative source of transportation other than a taxi cab, where people have this a base fare that they can rely on, it's going to be this fare, we can set that up. We can organize that properly, that they have the proper insurance.
So why can't it exist now fully and totally and truly? And why can't cabs look wonderful and just appealing to drive in?
Everybody wants to do their own thing and be their own boss.
Some of these are very tacky.
There's something the union they should manage and say, hey, you have to be up to standard.
Well, gentlemen,
if not,
So the union. Speaking of the union, don't focus on quality and how you enjoy the ride. They focus on the fact just getting you here and there and getting that fare. Meanwhile, though, the Bahamas Taxi Cab Union, that is now being backed by the Bahamas Trade Union Congress, is preparing to take action to address long-term issues they feel authorities have dragged their feet on. We get this story from Devontae Hanna.
All of you taxi drivers, when this president make that call, and it's going to be very soon, I can assure you that, because we're not going to drag this matter on too long. When we make that call, are you with me? Are you up to the task?
That action from Taxi Cab Union President Tyrone Butler while addressing his members in an urgent meeting on Monday is tonight taking shape as their umbrella union, the Trade Union Congress, and its president, Obie Ferguson, says plans are now being finalized to take action.
When you say action, what exactly does that mean? Does
Well, in the trade union business, action meaning either demonstration or strike.
The outrage is born out of what cab drivers have called unfair treatment at the hands of authorities at the airport, hotels, and cruise port, allegedly offering livery plate drivers preferential treatment, ultimately cutting into their earnings. They've asked government to step in, but according to Ferguson, their cries have fallen on deaf ears.
They wanted those issues to be addressed, and a decision was made by them to do what any trade union or any labor worker would be committed to.
Well, in response, the Ministry of Transport in a statement revealed that they've met with the taxi cab drivers and hope to address the concerns transparently and work towards solutions that balance the interests of all parties. However, the taxi cab union led the general strike back in 1958, a moment pivotal to the country's quiet revolution leading to independence, significant labor reforms, and constitutional changes. And while some may say strike action is unnecessary, Ferguson begs to differ, arguing strikes in the Bahamas has led to where the country is today.
Could we see it in the coming weeks? Could we see it before the month is out? Or could it be next month sometime?
It could be before that. We have ongoing discussions with my colleagues in the taxi cab because we're supporting them. Don't forget that now.
While being tight-lipped, Ferguson says nothing is off the table. Devontae Hanna, Eyewitness News.
Before I have you all weigh in on that, I want to just share this that just came into the show. This viewer says, I got a taxi from the airport to my house recently, and the driver said, hi ma'am, your bag is not free. There's a charge for your bag. When has this started happening, you all? When is it that you take a cab and you have a bag, an overnight bag, a suitcase, whatever it is, and you have to pay for that?
There's no consistency. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, some of these taxi union they have no foresight, in terms of how do they help their members in terms of grow their business. And I would, just tell them, it seems as though they want to operate back in the 60s when, I think they were running more efficient then. Now it's just like everybody's just all over the place and they're not governing what they're supposed to be doing. They're worrying about the wrong things, and they should be worrying about their members and making sure their members are bringing an actual good product to the tourists, even to the Bahamians, and just not putting them in garbage.
I raised that issue with the minister about the bag. Each bag, the regulation that the government have in place is that the fare covers the first two persons. Each additional person is $5. This is in a taxi cab. Also, in addition to each additional person, after that two person, each bags, they charge them $5 for each bag. And so if you have 3-4 bag, especially
you all know tourists get tired of a destination if they feel as though like they on the take, like somebody on the take for their money, because you're already taking the cab. You don't, okay, fine, what's the fare? Good. You're trying to say that each bag that I have is an additional cost?
Some people will tell them strike and tell them don't come back. Tell them go find some other way of transportation to get around.
Back, because when they come back from your strike, have better vehicles. Okay, people tired of driving in squalid conditions. Listen, tonight, Bahamas Trade Union Congress President Obie Ferguson is making it very clear that his relationship with the Prime Minister remains strong. You guys, what are your thoughts about that? This is Obie Ferguson, who was pushing back very quickly because Justin didn't tell me I need to wrap up quick. But he seems to be at odds with a lot. But tonight he is saying, and he was talking, really getting into a response to Belinda Wilson, but we don't have time for that. But your thoughts on him saying, listen, my relationship good but brave, good.
All I could say to that is, wow, it's amazing. I would love to see that play out. I would love to get an understanding of what strong means to him.
He's been in the back room, get a little contract, and now
something, yeah. Boy,
that's what happened.
This is very interesting, I must say that. Wow.
Beyond the Headlines is back after this, and when we come back, we're going to shift gears. Ian Thomas is here just in time for the weekend. You all know he comes with a lot of deals and steals and slick talk, so we'll hear what he has tonight right after this break. Stay close.
My late husband, Tyrone Albury, had a passion for brewing beer at home. We found one of his recipes and we started on the stovetop with 1 gallon of beer. It was a hobby that turned into a passion project that turned completely out of control. We had to make a decision whether or not we were going to continue home brewing or open a brewery. So craft beer is basically brewing a very small batch of beer. Every individual batch of beer is going to be slightly different.
We're always trying to figure out what the next best beer is going to be.
Just the sheer amount of love and effort that goes into every brew. It's a science, really, to selecting the right grains and the hops, and then expanding on some of the normals.
Really, in the last couple of years, we've had a lot more of the locals that have found our location.
They realize that there is a fuller flavor beer out there, and we take pride in that. When we first started the concept of the brewery and we were looking for funding, it was the SBDC that we leaned on to help me push through at times when I wanted to give up, to tell me when I was making mistakes, and for that, I am grateful. So I would encourage all entrepreneurs, if you're looking for funding, mentorship, and encouragement to launch your new business idea, I would encourage you to contact the SBDC.
Are you ready to take the next step in growing your business? Check your eligibility for our guaranteed loan program at sbdcbahamas.com/GLP or call 461-7232 to learn more about how the SBDC can support your business.
Hey guys, the IL Cares Foundation invites you to our Back to School giveaway on August 23rd at the University of the Bahamas, Poinciana Drive entrance. Join us for a day of free school supplies, food, and fun as we help prepare students for a successful school year. We are also going to be on the Family Islands on August 23rd from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. All are welcome! So come on down and support the community with IL Cares. At IL Cares, we care.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Remember that Beyond the Headlines is your election headquarters, so of course we are inviting all of you for your special segment interviews. Of course, we're speaking to candidates and political parties. We certainly welcome you here. Reach out to me directly, or certainly our sales and marketing team, or your business. Certainly this is an ideal time to advertise, and so we want to welcome you especially to the show during this election season. So reach out, let's get you started, and let's get a wonderful package going for you. Now, of course, Ian Thomas from Direct Marketers is here. It's always interesting when he stops by because, again, it's always, what is it? The guys just walk out and say, Ian, what you up tonight? Ian, I'll just ask, I'll repeat their question. Good evening to you, by the way. And what you have tonight?
Well, I got all kinds of things to talk about, products and services, businesses, but I just want to start my spiel if that's okay with you.
Go ahead, of course.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ian Thomas, and I am from Direct Marketers. Direct Marketers is a marketing company where we specialize in radio, TV, print, social media, and e-blast. So if you have a business or a business idea and you want to know how viable it is, please feel free to give me a call at 552-0212, 552-0212. Dial 552-0212. Dial 552-0212.
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Shanique, why you make me do silly things?
Me.
Come on, man. Shanique, is back to school, you know.
It is back to school.
And people want to save money.
What do you have? What special?
I got all kinds of things for back to school. But first of all, I like to tell people all the time, it's so important to save money. So I came up with an acronym. And I just want to tell everybody out there, including you, Shanique Miller, listen, CYC. That's the most important thing. Because Shanique and I want you to save money. It's an acronym I just came up with. And it stands for Conserve Your Cash. Conserve your cash. If you want people to conserve their cash and save money at back to school time, text someone right now, your friend, a family member, maybe a church member, and just type in CYC. They know what that means. Conserve.
You could tell the church people type the acronym CYC to each other?
Yeah, to conserve their cash. You want to conserve your cash, I think.
That's right. Let me raise my mind on the
Also, is another acronym, WTF. That's also important at these times, and that stands for watching the fees. You got to watch the fees. So many people out there, businesses have high fees. You got to go ahead and watch the fees. So type somebody else. I care about you. WTF. Watch the fees. And lastly, you got to be a MILF. Be a MILF. Everyone's a MILF. Shanique Miller, MILF. All kind of people. MILF.
Talk with your little situations, with your brain there. Talk to them. With me.
Why? That's another acronym. MILF. Money ensures life's freedoms. So you got to be a MILF. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, you want to save money, remember those things. CYC, WTF, and be a MILF. You're going to save a whole lot of money. I got to jump straight into this, man. Shanique Miller, I missed you so much. Well, I missed you that much. And I keep calling Shanique, and Shanique don't answer when she's on vacation. But when you go on vacation, you vacate.
Yes, that.
Okay, then. Yes. Bella's Signature Suites. I never spoke about them before.
No, you have not, no.
This is a new place. It's a wonderful boutique hotel, and it's located right in the center of town, right there. If you are on Soldier Road and Prince Charles, and you're heading north on Soldier Road, it's right there on the left-hand side. Do you remember where that place used to sell the nice poinsettias during the Christmas time? On Soldier Road? Mm-hmm. That's where they are. Bella Signature Suites, located on Soldier Road, just north of Soldier Road and Prince Charles intersection in the heart of Nassau. Welcome to this hidden gem that blends pure Bahamian charm with luxurious comfort. Bella Signature Suites. It's ideal for business travelers or individuals who desire, a nice romantic couples getaway, wanting to escape and relax without leaving the island. This is where you need to go. The suites are elegant, with lush bedding and ultra-modern amenities. You can put the camera on me. I just sent you some of the pictures so you can check it out. It's wonderful. So you're gonna see it. Shanique's gonna love these photos I just sent. So it's 10 times better than I can even kind of describe. So you're gonna have the choice of 16 stunning signature suites, each designed for total relaxation with custom-built wardrobes. I try to get that word, armoire. I think I said it properly.
Armoire, that's it.
Armoire, yes. Mm-hmm. Armoires, custom-built wardrobes, big screen TVs in the room, and spa-inspired bathrooms, beautiful floor-to-ceiling tiles with walk-in showers. And sometimes when I go do a little vacation, I'm like, I wish I had a microwave in the room. They got microwaves in the room and small room refrigerators.
Kind of almost like you really don't need to leave.
No, not at all.
It's the perfect getaway.
I'm telling you, it's wonderful.
The setting is
Did you
really
see the pictures?
Nice. The setting is really nice.
The pictures are really, really nice.
Really
yeah,
nice.
So if you want to go there and check them out, that's a wonderful place to go. And if you like the outdoors, and they have a great outdoor pool. Wow, gorgeous tranquil pool, perfect for those humid days or that perfect peaceful evening if you want to go for a swim. Guests start their day with Bella's mouth-watering continental breakfast, which includes, you pay the it's $195 starting. But if you want the continental breakfast, you pay $210. So it's $210 per night with the continental breakfast included. You're going to get fluffy eggs, crispy bacon, soft grits, and tuna. And if you're craving something next level,
that's like continental times. Like that is beyond continental.
The food is amazing. I was there last night, but I don't want to jump the gun. So here we go. So if you want to take it to the next level, you can say, hey, I want the exclusive breakfast. And they have this nice on-site restaurant where the chef, executive chef, I may add, he creates real, authentic Bahamian breakfast daily from 7 a.m. Now imagine this, biting into the most moist Johnny cake served with boiled or stewed grouper. You can get shrimp and grits, or how about a nice stack of scrumptious, flavorful waffles. And for the lunch or dinner, you can indulge in mouth-watering dishes like steak and lobster, grilled salmon, real island-style conch, and Bella's famous sexy snapper. Man, this snapper was so good, so seasoned with all the onions and herbs, really good. And if you're in the mood for a nice drink and conversation, you can visit their fully stocked bar. It's a hot spot for locals and visitors. It's filled with top shelf liquor. And I was there last night. I had myself a nice vodka and cran. My friends had ordered the margaritas and martinis. A few of the people got Bella's signature cocktail drinks. 2 of them got local beers. I'm not going to call the name of the local beers, but you can guess what I'm talking about. And, I'm not a beer drinker, but they love beer, so that's on them. But I just got to say, I'm still in awe about the rooms and the room rate starting at its lowest, $195 per night.
For $210 a night.
$210 with the continental breakfast.
That's a lot.
And what I say, I was talking to the owner last night, one of the owners, or the owner I should say, and I said, this is a true example of you guys have been proving that luxury can be affordable and enjoyable. So I gotta tell you guys, give them a call, see something different. Give them a call today, 356-3396. 356-3396, or go online to www.bellasignaturesuites.net. Now, of course, suites is spelled S-U-I-T-E-S. I just got to put that out there. Should he go look at I was someone saying, but S-W, why this thing ain't coming up?
What do you mean, S-W-E-E-T-S?
This man can't spell it.
Yeah.
BellaSignatureSuites.net and book your stay. And also they want to say, Bella Signature Suites is more than a stay. It's an experience you won't soon forget. So give them a call. Check them out. 356-3396. They're located right there on Soldier Road. And you're going to love it. Really good. Reality Preschool, because we're talking about back to school. Reality Preschool, they want to let you... I keep saying preschool. I'm so used to that. They got rid of just the name preschool because now they're just a school.
Oh, okay.
So they still have the preschool, but they're more than a preschool. Reality school, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Their registration is going on right now, and they are guaranteeing you that this year, and your kids, this year is going to be more exciting and productive for your students. So they're inviting you to come in, check out their campus on Wolf Road, right? They're kind of like opposite Commonwealth Bank. And if you have a child between the ages of 2 months.
That's really nice. That's a nice little area.
That's a great location.
Yeah.
It's kind of in the middle of town once again.
Yeah.
So if you're in the east, it's not too far. If you're in the west, it's not too far. So your child is between 2 months and 12 years old, and you're a parent who's serious, really serious about your child excelling. This is for you. Remember, reality students are taught learning the Abeka system. Are you familiar with the Abeka system?
I am, yes.
Yes, they're taught using the Abeka system. And now if you couple that with trained, qualified teachers, that definitely puts your kids on the right track to success. So I want you to go and check them out. They got small, manageable, air-conditioned classes. Reality has proven that when kids are more comfortable and relaxed, they are more susceptible and receptive, I should say, to learning. So that's great. Nice, comfortable, air-conditioned classrooms. Instructors assure you that you will see an increase in your child's progress during exam times because they're really good at what they do. Kids' attitudes also improve and look forward to coming to school, and that's very important. Now, Reality has also put in place a rigid exercise routine because, a lot of kids are putting on a lot of weight and getting hefty, and they've added this exercise routine.
It's good to see that they have also prioritized health and wellness.
Very good, and that's all geared towards students' being healthy and active. Now, knowing the importance of mealtime, Reality also offers lunch to students at a reduced rates. It's just another step taken to simplify those hectic days when you're getting those kids ready for school. The cost can be inserted straight into the school fee, so you don't have to come out of pocket. It's going to be right in the school fee. I know most schools, sometimes they put the parents on a monthly who can't afford the whole thing, so you can take advantage of that. Parents will love that. So I'm just going to encourage you guys, stop looking around right now. Reality is the perfect school for your child, and I'm telling you, they're ideal place for young minds. So if you love your little ones so much, go register them today at Reality School on Wolf Road and call Reality at 356-7085. That's 356-7085. You're going to speak to Ms. Ferguson and just see how easy it is to get your child enrolled. And since Reality is growing so rapidly, they now are in the process of looking for primary and preschool teachers and also caregivers for those little ones. So if you think you got what it takes, don't miss out on this employment opportunity at Reality Preschool. Once again, 356-7085, 356-7085. That's Reality School. You're going to have a good time. Your kid's going to have a really good time. Staying on the same back to school thing, I haven't talked about this for a little while, but you guys cannot miss I was talking about this some other place, why I shouldn't say it in a long time. You guys can't miss this weekend. Back to school bash with Jo Beth Colby Davis. I know you were with her this week.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you were with her this week. Yeah.
Tuesday, yeah.
So parents, students of Elizabeth and all the Elizabeth family, listen up. You cannot miss out on what's happening this weekend. Like I tell people, you can't mention Elizabeth without thinking about Jo Beth. Mm-hmm. She's all about Elizabeth. And on this Saturday, August 23rd, from 3 p.m., everybody's heading to Elizabeth Estates Park for Jo Beth's ultimate back to school celebration. So get ready for back to school with the essentials that your kids are going to need to start the year off right. Now there'll be free school supplies giveaways, so bring the whole family. They got food and drinks, sweet treats catered by the top food vendors, so that's good. Mm-hmm. So go down there and support those food vendors. That's wonderful. Kids can enjoy the water slides, the bouncing castles, and the splash corner. So make sure bring your towels, little ones.
So a full family day.
Yeah, definitely.
As well
They're gonna have music.
School, yes.
Yeah, music. So when you go out there, you could go out there, Shanique,
yes,
get ready, put on your little pom-pom shorts,
yes.
get in the Daddy Wine contest.
Yes.
My girl, Daddy
yes,
Wine.
I know.
Yeah,
yes.
you know. Okay,
yeah.
so Shanique's gonna be out there. You gotta, please. We're stopping there. We're shutting it down for Shanique. Shanique, put her hair up.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. Yes.
Back that thing up, girl.
Absolutely.
Are you saying absolutely?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, what has television come to? What am I saying? They're gonna have the hottest DJs like One Time, Scully, DJ Melody, and DJ 14. So you know it's gonna be live. Now you can also take a part. Now this is for you. Mm-hmm. You can take part in the Zumba exhibition to get yourself nice energy, get you to do the Zumba, and got raffle prizes and so many surprises. So you guys, you don't want to miss this. Saturday at the park in Elizabeth Estates. They're gonna be having a real good time. If you want tickets for this, for the free school supplies, collect them now at Elizabeth Constituency Office. And while you're there, grab some Lizzie Bucks where you can use the Lizzie Bucks and spend them with the vendors. So, you can put money in there.
So people need to head out there tomorrow.
Definitely. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow to get the Lizzie
very
Bucks
good.
ticket.
Yeah. You listening? I thought you was just looking here, just being all pretty and everything, all purty and look nice and everything, girl. Girl, you be out there. So listen, so you want to go to Elizabeth Estates Park and start the school year right with all the giveaways hosted by your member of parliament, Jo Beth Colby Davis. Go, Jo Beth. And why? Because Jo Beth knows Elizabeth deserves the best. So please don't miss it. She's doing an incredible job over there. I love Jo Beth. That's my job. Commonwealth Fabric. I tell you about them before. 46 years in business, man. Come on, man. 46th anniversary mega sale now happening. So come celebrate 46 years of style and savings with Commonwealth Fabrics. You're only going to be met with quality and unbeatable prices because Commonwealth Fabric delivers it all. Remember, this is a huge anniversary sale going on until August the 30th, where you save 20 to 60% off store-wide. Now, unfortunately, you can't save any money on the Androsia. That's not on sale. But everything else, you can get an incredible discount on all the things that you want. And if you're a parent, go to Commonwealth Fabrics, and they've made back to school so much more affordable with uniform fabric for every school in the Bahamas at rock bottom prices. Think about this. You will save big money on the sale that they're having and on the VAT-free
items. So that's
VAT-free items. Very good.
Really awesome.
So that's really good. Plus, customers get 20% off on all shoes. A lot of people didn't even know Commonwealth Fabric sold shoes.
I had no idea.
You can get shoes down there, 20% off. Go fall in love with all the beautiful fall fabrics, so many styles and textures. I can't believe this, man. It's a crazy, crazy sale. They've got over $20,000 worth of brand new fabric now on sale and ready marked down. Go check out Commonwealth Fabric. Phone number down there is 325-5796, 325-5796. My time's running up, but I got to talk about this quick. Everyone's been calling me for the bully pill. Listen, guys, ladies, everybody, if you want the bully pill, give me a call right now. It's so important. It's going to save your relationship. If you're a man, I got guys in their 20s all the way up to their 70s. If you're a man and you're dealing with ED, that's erectile dysfunction, you want to go ahead and get this. It's a bottle of 6 pills. It's all natural. It doesn't matter if you are dealing with hypertension or diabetes. You take the pill, drink some water, half an hour later, you're ready to go. It's going to give you a nice, strong erection so you and your partner can have a really, really good time. You guys out there, you might be dating someone 5, 10, 15 years younger than you. Come on, man. Get yourself this. I know you're doing the best you can, but you can do way much better. Give me a call, $55 for a bottle of 6. I got a lady calling me and she's like, Mr. Thomas, please, in the name of Jesus, don't sell that man no more pill. This man, he wouldn't leave me alone. I could walk to the kitchen, he trying to touch me up. Oh, Lord, Mr. Thomas. I could tell, I could cut that TV off. I say, George, leave me, let me sleep. I said, ma'am, it's just the bully pill.
What do you have for her?
What I have for her? Don't tell anybody. This is brand new. This is a vaginal tightener. It's amazing. On the street, they call it, Ian, give me that Miss Grippy. This is wonderful. Pushanika Lafe, get this. It's a vaginal tightener. It's easy to be applied, and they want to let you know, ladies, this product will transform you into Miss Grippy. Your partner will be speechless because you're going to have a firm tightness, guaranteed to work. It's only $24.95. Get yourself this. Give me a call. Ian Thomas, direct marketer. It's 5520212. This vaginal tightener, this really, really works. You know, ladies say, why do I need it? Well, maybe you've had some children over the years and you want to just go ahead and revive down there. Get this. It's going to make a huge, huge difference. Give me a call. I'm going to hook you up with this. And lastly, if you need a DNA test, give me a call. Call DNA Direct at 3240665. Get a paternity test for only $450. You can find out if someone's your mom, your dad, your brother, or your sister. Get a DNA test today from DNA Direct. DNA Direct, when knowing the truth matters.
Ian Thomas, boy, you come loaded with
you
a
think
whole
so?
lot. Yeah, you absolutely do. You come with a whole lot.
Thank you so much.
But I always enjoy having you here
Yes,
and
ma'am.
hearing of all the deals and even things you didn't know about.
Yes, ma'am.
That he brings to the table. Thank you so much. I want to thank all of you for tuning in this evening. Of course, all of my guests this evening, Richard Johnson, of course, in the second segment, Michael Turnquest, Ellington Ferguson, and right here beside me, Ian Thomas. And of course, to all of you tuning in this evening, it's certainly been a pleasure having you along. And I look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening, everyone.